Okay, Oscar is back. And he has a shot at the 3, I'm pretty sure. The cue ball is probably going to hit the 7-5. And then what?
And then head towards the 9 or across the table. By the way, before we go any further, I do need to correct something. I was premature in the hot seat match. It is not next. It's at 7 o'clock. So next we've got a one-loss side match for you. It's going to be Corey Dool and Jovan Bustamante. So that'll come up 5 to 10 minutes at the conclusion of this. And then we're scheduled for the hot seat at 7, which will be the winner of this match versus Shane.
Jovan Bustamante. That just sounds like a good pool player. I don't know how many Bustamantes there are in the world, but they all play good. I'll bet right now. You bring me anybody with the name Bustamante, and I will stake them.
Even Grandma Bustamante?
Absolute Grandma Bustamante is probably top.
She may need weight.
Her one-pocket game is probably pretty strong.
Yeah. Well, all that knowledge.
That's right. He ducked.
It skidded.
It skidded it. He ducked and it skidded, and it landed perfect.
Boy, I'll tell you, Oscar has come with some pretty sporty safeties here, but I have to say that the hit that Danny just made in the last inning on that 3 ball was probably as good a hit as I've seen in a couple of years. Under the conditions and the situation, if you don't hit the ball, he's going to lose the match.
He's going to have to do it again.
Yeah, I know he is, but this one's not quite as tough.
Well, he does not.
It's certainly got, the same degree of pressure and importance.
Okay, the question is, does he have the end rail to land on it to come into the 3? He's looking at it now. Oscar almost froze him to the 9, in which case he would not have had the end rail, but he must, because he keeps looking at it.
But
that makes it a much easier kick, because if he was coming off the side rail, he'd only have half the 3 to hit. But what's he going to do? Is he going to hit it soft and try and land it on the rail?
I would say soft, thin.
The 3 should billiard off the 6 and go to the rail. Oh, and he's done extremely well with that.
Shot, Danny.
Okay, really, really well executed. I don't know what they feed them in South Dakota, but don't go there if you're looking to make money playing pool.
And don't go there and play anybody named Bustamante.
It's just basically, pool has been... There's no edge in pool anymore. Everybody's solid.
This is really quite a turnaround here now in this rack. Oscar had control the whole way. He kept putting Danny where he had ridiculous kicks. He had him on 2. Made a terrific kick on the 3 ball. And Danny has now turned this right around where now, again, Oscar has to perform.
Can you really jump this? Like, he held his fingers apart. It looks like he's got maybe a chalk and a half distance between the 5 and the 3. He's playing to make it in the side.
Oh, of course. I'm not so sure.
I'm not sure I wouldn't kick at this ball, because you could still make it kicking. And either side of the 3 that you hit, you don't have to leave a shot, especially if you hit the top side.
Yeah.
I would think that, now he's looking at that now. He just looked at exactly what I said. What happens if he hits the top side? And he has the luxury of getting to break one more time before this game goes to Hill. So he might kind of like take a kick at this ball. Just looks too close to the 5 to try and jump this. He seriously doesn't even have a chalk width between the cue ball and the 5. It's in.
I'm not sure that warrants an apology.
I don't even know. He's just a lucky guy, Oscar. What can you say? He's got a nice life.
Yeah, but he's using it all up in this match.
Well, if SBB is next, he might need these rolls against him. But
yeah,
the more immediate problem is can you get on the 5? I think if he just spins this in, he should land on the 5 quite well. Lots of right English.
I'll tell you, Brian.
You could just go 2 rails across and land in the middle of the table.
I would want to go twice across and shoot the 5 from where the 4 is and come around the 6-8. You don't want to shoot the 5 in the lower right because of the 9 ball. Would you concur or not? To shoot the 5 from where he just had his tip.
I think I like your pattern.
To come around the 6-8.
I like your pattern. If you're exactly right, because the 9 is a slight issue, and there's not a lot of room between the 9 and the corner pocket to land the cue ball if you're going 2 rails that way. So.
And you're crossing the line, coming into position for the 6 going
so
that way.
He looks like he's going back and forth across. Oh. He missed the 4. He missed it, and he has left a shot. Yeah. Definitely a shot in the lower left.
And he's left a shot where Danny can keep the cue ball on that half of the table, which is the place we just talked about where you'd want to shoot the 5 from.
That was an unexpected miss.
Just a little pinch draw here into the rail and out a foot.
I believe you could just play with a high ball, actually, and just walk the cue ball down.
Yeah, maybe, but I'd want to.
Whatever it takes to get the 4 in the pocket is the way you've got to stroke this. He's shooting it to the lower right-hand corner. Well, that's what he lined up for there.
No. Boy, it's...
Well, it's a bigger pocket. That's why he's choosing that. Now he's looking at...
this is the correct pocket.
I have to think so.
Yeah, I mean, there was no way you back cut this, especially with the 8 there.
You got it.
Now he won't have to go around the balls. I think he can just go one rail straight up. Yeah,
yes.
Right. He still might go around him, but doesn't have to.
Slightly on the wrong side here.
Yeah.
2 choices to go around the 9, which is the shot I tell you guys at home to practice, or draw it 1 rail back and across.
Pound it over and out.
Ken does not practice going around the 9 enough, so he's saying...
You only need to get to the center of the table here.
And did he?
Yes. I think he's okay.
Or did he? He smiles like he's not where he wants to be. He's going to have to chop this in really thin.
I don't think it's as steep as it looks, and it's just short rail, and I mean side rail, and back where the 8 ball is.
A little bit of inside English.
Yeah, not much, just enough to help the shot.
Okay, it was thicker than, it wasn't as thin as I thought.
Mm-hmm.
Good shot. And we're going to be 8-7 with Oscar breaking. This is his last chance, basically.
A lot of drama in this match. I'll tell you, it's been enjoyable to watch, even with a few hiccups and the 3 or 4 apologies.
Well, it's felt really like it was Danny Olson's match, really. He's been the one in the driver's seat. He's made the fewer mistakes.
Yeah, he's played better.
But Oscar has been getting the rolls, and sometimes it's better to be lucky than good.
For sure.
Actually, all the time. But hey, whatever. It's, that's the game. All right. Immediately, the 3 to the 4 is the big issue here.
1 to the 3 is another issue.
Well, I feel like he'll go 2 rails to 3 maybe rails. Come really sharply out of the right-hand corner with the cue ball to land on the 3.
You mean just come past the side pocket on the left rail?
Try to leave the cue ball near the side pocket on the left side.
Well, he could do that by coming straight up as well.
If he lands where I think he will try to, then he's going to be playing for the 4 in the lower right-hand pocket.
Mm-hmm.
So let's just see how he executes this. He's going with inside English. Watch outside pocket.
Watch the point.
Very lucky he didn't scratch there.
You bet he is.
might be actually lying pretty good now to just go across the table for the 4.
Yeah. And he got so lucky, too, the fact that the cue ball is in front of the hole, so he can get his tip on any part of it that he wants to, rather than being on the cushion.
It seems like he didn't like this.
Well, I think
Like
he's going to have a bigger cut on the 4 than he'd like, because I think the best he can do here is in between the 2nd and 3rd diamond.
And he's got to get on the 6.
That's where he wound up, 2nd and 3rd diamond.
He's
but this is
perfect. A little high left.
Okay.
Should take him to the 6 ball.
Do you think he can get around there with high left?
Yeah, I do think he can.
Okay.
Or maybe not high left, but maybe like hit right at what would it be, 9 o'clock on the cue ball?
9 o'clock. Yeah, you need a lot of juice to go around. I think
it's workable. Now he is looking at coming out and billiarding into the 9.
Yeah, because I don't think he can get around it, Brian.
I
think
promise you can. But
all right. Well,
he may not think that, but
it just looks like the cue ball's got to hit like where the magic rack is hanging on the rail there.
Well, on the monitor, I kind of agree with you now. So that means that he's got to billiard the...
He's got to move the 9 with the cue ball here.
No, he's pretty good at this shot, though.
Yeah.
Missed the 4.
Took his eye off it. He was watching
Got
the cue ball.
Another huge roll. Danny made a comment that time. Oscar didn't bother apologizing because it's become redundant.
Yeah, they're hollow now.
He's basically like, yeah, I know it. I'm a lucky person.
Okay.
Okay, he's got
2 rails. 2 rail
and
kick.
probably needs some, what would it be, right English in this case,
yeah,
in order to hold up the cue ball.
Well, actually,
4 is a big target.
I almost think no English, because it's going to pick up natural English off the 2nd cushion, and then after it hits the 4, because you don't want it to go, more than a foot or so after it hits the 4.
Well, it's either just a middle cue ball or just a, like a.
I don't think he can do it with
an 1/8 of a tip of left or right. Pardon me.
I like the speed.
It's got to go in. Not quite hard enough.
He caught the 4 heavy.
And now what? Does he have an angle to
run into
cut
the 9?
6 and run into the 9?
Yeah, but
he probably does.
Yeah, but if he hits the 6 thin, he's going to hit the 9 thin, which is okay as long as the cue ball doesn't hit the side rail. Go out there and get behind the 8 ball.
I think he's going to hit the 9 full. The only question this is the kind of shot that might skid a little bit. He's taking his time, which is the right thing to do. When I was 22, I'd have shot long ago. He's been well taught. This is a big moment. It's there.
Oh, no. Keep going. Keep going.
And not quite. He is snookered.
He can twist it in, but he's not going to be able to do much with the cue ball. He's going to have to take a long shot on the 8 unless he wants to just try to hop it.
How much elevation does he need to make the 7? Doesn't look like much. This looks, he's jumping it? I would spin this in personally.
I'd spin it too. It's got about 1/8 of the 9 ball to go over, maybe less. But that was the danger there.
He's definitely got to either spin it or jump it, but he's got, it's very, very workable.
Mm-hmm.
Could have been a lot worse, that's for sure.
Oscar isn't supposed to miss that 4 ball either,
He was thinking more about the billiard on the 9,
sure, yeah.
But now this is for everything right here. Good shot.
Good shot,
Well done, well done. Yeah. You can see how still he stayed on that.
Yep.
And how committed he was to it. Good lesson for the folks at home. When you have a big shot like that, no matter how difficult it is, if you stay down, it makes it, you increase your chances of making it by a lot. But we all tend to jump up on a big pressure shot or whatever when you have to do something intricate. You can't say it enough times. Stay down on the shot. So
young Danny has fought his way back to where he's breaking for the match. And I'm not, you know, someone that roots. I just root for good play. But I hope he gets a good opportunity here after the break. He sure has earned it. And I hope nothing silly happens in this rack.
Well, Oscar went to the well one too many times, really. Like, I mean, he may yet win this match, but he missed how many shots? Because in similar situations, you know, they were tricky shots. He missed the, you know, he missed the 4. He was cutting up the cushion. Or sorry, was it the 4 ball?
Yeah.
He missed whatever ball it was, cutting up the cushion. Then he missed this most recent 4 ball when he had to billiard into the 9. Like, you know,
yeah.
He has not performed to his best, and I'm sure he'd be the first one to say it. Interestingly enough, Danny is putting up the same pattern that Oscar put up 2 or 3 games in a row. So he can't really complain now. But this whole match really now is going to hinge on this break and where the 1 ends up and where the balls go afterwards. His hands are shaking here. I can see them from here.
Yeah, this has by far been the longest match in duration that we've had all week. I mean, we're about an hour and 45 minutes in here, but there's been a lot of safety play, a lot of studying of shots, and a lot of difficult layouts too. I mean, the guys aren't playing anything but their normal pace. It's just the way the match has evolved. So here we go for the final rack of the match. Good luck to both players. This is for the right to continue in the tournament.
Sticking with this side of the table.
This is for the right to go to the hot seat. Did the 5 cover the 3? No.
Well, the 3 is open.
There's room. Yeah, there's room.
Can you roll the 1 in and just hold for the 3? If that's what you were...
Yeah, I think it's like
that's
a kill,
probably the most
kill
likely shot. Just roll it in, a little bit of left English here. Not much. And just let the cue ball bounce out, you know, whatever, an inch or something, 2 inches.
I think I'd want to maybe hit it with the kill shot, you know, the kill draw, so it actually gets off the rail at least the width of a ball.
Yeah, so maybe just below center, a little bit
of low left,
yeah,
kill,
a little bit of left
drag
English,
draw, whatever you want to call it.
Just roll it in, and then really the next shot will be the one. The 7-8 is a little bit tricky, but not much. But we're going a little bit ahead. Immediately, he's got to land on the 3.
Yeah, but even with an angle on the 3, the 9 will stop the cue ball.
He's slightly hampered by the group of balls here too. He's elevating.
Is he going over and back?
He may go back and forth.
Yeah, I think he is. Once he hits the second long rail, he should be all right.
All right, this is... Did he get there?
Oh, he got there big time.
Just.
Well, that's about as good as he could do it now.
He's going to have to run the cue ball into the 9, I believe. Yeah, that looks pretty much certain. The 9 may go in.
Yeah, but if the 9 goes in, I don't think he's going to be where he wants to be.
If the 9 goes in, he's going to... If the 9 goes in, he's going to be exactly where he wants to be.
Yeah, I guess I'm too brain dead up here.
You've done a lot of commentary this week.
I must.
Okay, let's see how he does. Okay, the 9 did not go in. It also didn't tie up the 6, which was another possibility.
No, but what it did do is it covered some space that could have been used to go from the 6 to in between the 7 and the 8. Now I'll have to take a different path.
So now he's going with inside English, 1 rail for the 5. Shoot the 4 and the 5 in the same pocket, I would.
5 in the side.
5 in the side. Okay, that could have gone wrong, but he's still in good shape. Punch this in. 1 rail from the 6 to the 7, and we should be looking at Danny Olson in the hot seat match.
And the other thing to think about here too, Brian, is if he has a little steep angle on the 7, you can always run into the 9 with the cue ball. So he'll be right there for the 8. So
this is really the last really complicated shot, I believe. Little hair of would be left English in this case.
Yeah, in between the first two diamonds. Okay.
Almost missed it, but got it in the pocket. He's smiling.
Yeah, I think he knows
he
can float this in now.
Hampered himself with the 9, actually. He's going to be elevating over it. Just had to make it a little bit difficult, but he's such a good player, I don't see why this would be a problem. They shook hands. That's it.
I'll tell you, that was a very, very hard-earned victory. So Danny Olson will play in the hot seat match at 7:30. We've got Corey Dool and Jovan Bustamante coming up for you here in about 10 minutes. You've been watching the 22nd U.S. Bar Table Championships live from the Grand Sierra Resort in Reno, brought to you by CueSports International, Obi, and Kamui. Ken and Brian, we're going to stand by here, and we'll be back with you in about 10 minutes.